Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Let's play a game. What's the first thing you think of when you hear the word Monopoly? Family, game night, fierce competition. Buying Park Place and building hotels? For most of us, Monopoly is the ultimate game of capitalism, where the goal is to get rich and bankrupt everyone else. But what if I told you the entire game was created to teach us the exact opposite? That's right, the most famous board game in the world has a secret history, and it's a story of protest, a stolen idea, and a powerful woman almost erased from history. Let's rewind to the early 1900s. Meet Elizabeth Magie, or Lizzie, as she was known. She was a writer, an actress, and a fiercely independent thinker. Lizzie was also a passionate follower of an economist named Henry George. Now, George had a big idea. He believed that the wealth people get from just owning land, not from working, but just from the land itself increasing in value, was unfair. He argued that this unearned wealth created poverty and inequality. Lizzie Magie wanted to spread this message, but how do you make economics interesting to the average person? Her brilliant solution was a board game. In 1904, she patented the landlord's game. It looked a lot like the Monopoly we know today. It had a square board with properties you could buy, a go-to-jail space, and even a public park, which was like free parking. But here's the genius part. The landlord's game came with two sets of rules. The first set was the monopolist rules. Players would buy up property, charge rent, and try to crush their opponents. The winner was the last person standing, just like in modern Monopoly. The goal here was to show how this system creates a single, powerful winner while everyone else loses. But then there was the second set of rules, the prosperity rules. Under this version, every time a player bought a new property, everyone on the board earned money. The goal wasn't to bankrupt each other, but for everyone to collectively increase the overall wealth. The game was won when the player who started with the least amount of money had doubled their initial capital. Lizzie's point was clear. Cooperative systems that share wealth benefit everyone, while monopolist systems only benefit a select few. The game was designed to be a powerful, interactive lesson in social justice. For the next 30 years, the landlord's game became a cult hit. It was played on college campuses, in intellectual circles, and among communities who shared Lizzie's progressive views. It was handmade, passed from friend to friend, with each group adding their own local street names to the board. One of these homemade versions eventually made its way to Atlantic City, New Jersey. And that's where our story takes a dramatic turn. Enter Charles Darrow, an unemployed salesman struggling during the Great Depression. A friend introduced him to this popular homemade board game. Darrow loved it. He started making his own copies and selling them to friends to make some extra cash. Seeing its potential, he tweaked the design a little, gave it a new name, Monopoly, and decided to pitch it to a major game company, Parker Brothers. Parker Brothers initially rejected it, saying it was too complicated and took too long to play. Sound familiar? But Darrow didn't give up. He produced the game himself, and it was a huge local success. Seeing this, Parker Brothers changed their minds and bought the rights from him. And this is where history got rewritten. Parker Brothers bought the patent for the landlord's game from Lizzie Magie for a mere $500 with no future royalties. They then marketed Monopoly with a feel-good story. A down-on-his-luck man named Charles Darrow invents a game in his basement that makes him a millionaire. It was the perfect rags-to-riches tale for a country desperate for hope during the Depression. The game exploded in popularity, becoming the best-selling board game in America. Charles Darrow became a celebrity, and Lizzie Magie and her original anti-monopolist message were completely forgotten. For decades, the world believed the Darrow story. It wasn't until the 1970s, when an economics professor named Ralph Anspach was sued by Parker Brothers for creating a game called Anti-Monopoly, that the truth began to surface. During his legal battle, he uncovered the story of Lizzie Magie and the landlord's game. His research proved that Darrow wasn't the inventor, but simply the person who popularized a pre-existing game. So the next time you pull out that Monopoly board, remember its incredible, hidden story. A game designed to protest unchecked greed accidentally became its biggest symbol. It's a powerful reminder of how ideas can be transformed, and how the stories we're told aren't always the whole picture. It started as a lesson in fairness, and it's up to us to remember that original spirit. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this story as fascinating as I did, hit that like button and subscribe for more hidden histories. Let me know in the comments what you think about Monopoly's true origin. See you in the next video.